So kind of keeping that in mind, for the rectangle problems, we're going to have an expression for the length and an expression for the width. So this question says a garden measuring 12 meters by 16 meters, so you can hopefully see that, the 12 and the 16, is to have a pedestrian pathway, pedestrian means a walking pathway, installed around it, increasing the total area to 285 square meters. So of these three things, area, length, and width, what did I just give you? Read, please. No, read. Don't shout things out. Would you read it? Salvador, do you see the word perimeter anywhere in there? No, so don't say that. Read. What did I highlight?
The area.
Pick you.
The total area.
The total area. So I'm going to put 285 in for the area. Don't just try to randomly put in numbers. Thank you. All right, now I know that this is 285, so I'm going to put that in. I have to figure out an expression for the length and the width. Let's call the length the longer one. So do you see from here to here is 16? Yeah. But what I need to do is add on the pathway. What variable did I put for the length of the pathway? X. And I have to add one here. So how many x's is that?
Squared.
Not squared,
2x.
2x. So I'm going to write for the length in a parentheses 16 plus 2x. In the same way, can you write an expression for the width? Can you tell me what you think I would write for the width? You can raise your hand, please. Drought? 12 plus 2x. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to get this in the form of a quadratic, like that. So you have to multiply. Do you know how to multiply?
No.
Okay, 16 times 12. What is that?
192. 192.
He used his calculator. 16 times 2x, shh, stop the extra talking please, is 32x. 2x times 12 is 24x. And what's 2x times 2x? 4x squared. I have to use quad formula, I have to get it to that form. See where I'm pointing, the ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0? What am I going to have to do that?
Add like terms.
I'm going to have to add some like terms. I heard a subtract. You're going to have to subtract the 285. Let's do that in one step. So I'm going to subtract the 285. That's a like term with 192, right? And then let's rewrite in the correct order. So over here I have a 0 equals. I'm going to write the 4x squared first, because I want to write my ax squared first. What's 32x plus 24x? Good. 56x. And 192 minus 285, what is that? Somebody do that for me? What about this? 192 minus 285. Negative 93. Once we get to this point, nothing has changed. So we use quad formula. So, and they're going to be large numbers, so we're going to need to use our calculator, and some rounding is going to happen. X equals negative b, so I'm going to write negative 56 plus or minus, 56 squared I'll get there. Times 4 times A times C all over 2A. So in the A spot, what number is there? 4. So 2 times 4. All right. I would like you to figure out what is underneath or inside the square root for me, please.
When you take your test next week, it's next week, right? This is coming.
Yes, next Wednesday.
When you take your test next Wednesday, there will be 2 learning targets. One that's going to be about solving the equations and simplifying. One will be all applications. And on the applications learning target, there will be one problem like this and one kind of longer problem like the stuff that we're doing on Friday.
What did you get?
I got 46.
Okay.
Same girl. Me too.
4624 is what I'm hearing.
46 times. Oh, what? I'm not getting that. 68. I got.
Okay, well, I asked for what was under the square root. I think you might have done the next step.
I got 1544.
Okay.
Yeah, 15. Yeah, 15.
What? Didn't you get that from last one?
What should I do next? Now take the square root. Sal said he got 68. Can somebody else confirm that?
I know.
Okay.
I'm there.
Once we take the square root, do not have a square root symbol in there anymore. I was seeing that for some reason. Once you take the square root, that's it. That is the square root. It is 68. We're done with that part. So I take negative 56 plus 68. I divide that answer by 8 and I get x equals 1.5. Can you make sure that you're getting that as well? Because a lot of errors that occur here are calculator errors. People typing things in their calculator wrong. And negative 56 minus 68 is negative 124. Divided by 8 is negative 15.5. Which, in dealing with an area of a rectangle, that would not make sense, would it? Because I wouldn't have a walkway that was negative 15.5 feet wide. So I'm going to put an X through that. The width of the pathway is my X. So it would be 1.5, and we want to use the correct units. I said feet before, but the units that you were given in the problem for the length would be meters. Okay, let's set up some more.
That's a lot of work.
Let's set up some more.
Set up or just
Set up. Well, this isn't even really your notes. This is like your, I'm starting you on your homework kind of deal.
applications?
These are still the same kind. They're area. So we want to keep in mind that the area is what?
285.
But this is the next problem. So area is length times width. Good. For the area, we're going to put 91. Now, we practiced doing this earlier in the year. This is a little bit different than the last one. The length of a rectangle is 6 more than its width. So you can call the width W if you want, or you can call the width X if you want. How would I write 6 more than its width then? 6 plus X. So we're going to make the width X. I'm going to put the X down there. And in parentheses, I'm going to make the length 6 plus X. What would I do now? Multiply. This one's a little easier to multiply. just distribute the x. We have 6x plus, what would that be? X squared. This one's a little bit nicer numbers. Nicer in the sense they're smaller. If I'm using quad formula, I need to move the 91. There are no like terms with the 91, so I'm going to just put it over there. We have 0 equals x squared plus 6x minus 91. Can you go from there then?
Yeah.